Good morning, Bishop Lynch. Today is Wednesday, March 21st, 2018, and you're watching this week's edition of Across Campus.
Take me all the way home, 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 home. Take me all the way home, 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 home. Take me all the way home.
With the spotlight on the new movie Black Panther, there's been a lot of talk about whether Marvel or DC Comics is better. This week, Tristan and Will surveyed BL students to see what they think.
There's a lot of hype surrounding the new Marvel movie Black Panther. So over spring break, me and my boy Tristan headed out to go see what the film was all about.
And we really liked it. So we decided to start asking the BL students and the general movie-going public here at our local Cinemark, which movies are better, Marvel movies or DC movies, and what draws them to superhero movies in general.
It's the age-old question. The Justice League or the Avengers?
My favorite superhero movie is Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Captain America.
That's what I was gonna say. Stop.
Superhero movie.
Wonder Woman.
Probably right now, Deadpool.
Wonder Woman.
Black Panther.
Probably the new Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah.
I'm very picky when it comes to that, but if it had to be my favorite, it's Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
It's gotta be Deadpool. DC is whack.
Looking over at statistical data, Marvel's The Avengers, released back in 2012, was able to rake in over $1 billion worldwide and was able to score 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. On the other hand, DC's Justice League was only able to rake in $657 million in the worldwide box office and was only able to score at 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why do you think people like Marvel more than DC?
I think people like Marvel a little more than DC because like Marvel movies are better, like they're just made better. And there's like a lot more action. They make like their plot is so good with like all the other supporting characters other than just the superhero.
Because Marvel's just better, and they're just like a better as like a community. You feel?
Because overall the movies have a better quality, and just overall the characters seem a little bit more realistic than DC's characters.
Because, I mean, you know, I'll be honest, they are better movies.
Wow, that was a clean sweep of new age Marvel movie victories.
That's right, and while the DC movies do have merit and millions of dollars go into making them, it seems that the public has made up their mind.
I guess me and Tristan are gonna go watch the new Avengers Infinity War April 27th. Thank you for watching. This has been Will Snyder
And Tristan Rodden.
reporting for
Across
Campus.
Over the past decade, social media has evolved and presented us with countless platforms to use. Zach and Erica look into the different platforms and why people like to use them.
Over the years, social networking has presented the public with an abundance of platforms to use.
But the popularity for these sites have varied.
Zach and I researched the popularity behind these platforms and what characteristics distinguish them.
What sites do you think are popular today, and why do you think they are?
The big one's probably Snapchat, because everybody likes communicating with each other through pictures.
Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all the other ones like that.
My favorite social media platform is probably Twitter, because I like watching funny videos.
Snapchat, because it's easy to use and it's just a good way to communicate with people.
I'm gonna have to say Twitter, because it's like a great way to like connect with people, and I can get a ton of information off of Twitter, and I can even get some like good memes and stuff like that off of there. I can get a lot of stuff from Twitter.
Twitter found quick success after arriving to the public in 2006 as a site for communicating quickly with others. In 2011, the platform reached 200 million active users, and today it holds over 330 million monthly users. Twitter amounted a revenue of over $2.4 billion in the year 2017, making it one of the most consistently popular social networking sites of the last decade. So what sites were most popular when you were younger?
When I was younger, when I was little, obviously MySpace. I never had a MySpace though.
Facebook was the one that really started for us in college, and that's kind of how we kept up with everyone.
I remember middle school, Facebook, was the big thing. If you had a Facebook, it'd be really cool, and some people would have to lie about their age to be able to get on there.
Facebook started in 2004 as a way for college students to interact online, but soon developed into a popular platform for all people to keep in touch. The site passed 1 billion active users in 2012 and currently is home to over 2 billion monthly users. Facebook's revenue rose to a whopping $40.7 billion for 2017, and it is considered the biggest social networking platform in the world. And while sites such as Facebook and Twitter have maintained consistent popularity over the past decade, and newer platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat have also gained popularity, there are several social media platforms that have lost public favor, such as MySpace, or have been completely discontinued, such as Vine.
MySpace reached the public in 2004 as a new way to chat and share online. The site quickly grew in popularity and topped at 76 million US visitors in December 2008. However, MySpace declined rapidly in later years as Facebook and Twitter exposed the site's difficulty to evolve. The platform now exists as a largely music-based site with 14 million active artists. Vine, an app displaying looped 6-second videos, found early results once released in 2013. Over 200 million people began to use the site, but as other apps like Snapchat exploited Vine's limitations, market growth shrunk in 2016. In January 2017, users were shockingly prevented from uploading new videos to the platform. What characteristics of a social media site make it popular to use?
Well, one has to be simple to use, easy understandable for younger platforms.
In the younger crowd, I think they're interested in things like filters and ways to track trends and things like that.
I think they have responsibility for content, which is good, but the other thing they do is that they make access very, very easy and quick and fast.
Although certain sites are more popular than others, there's no doubt that social media has a profound impact on our society.
This has been Erica Cronenberger
And Zach Salpetal
reporting for
Across Campus.
And now we have this week's Pro Sports segment with Jared and Max.
I'm Jordan Buck.
And I'm Sean Coman.
And you're watching Jam Sports.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Jam Sports Pro Sports Recap. We're your hosts, Max Danielson.
And I'm Jared Hedges.
Jared, of course, it's been a long time since we've gotten to do one of these Pro Sports Recaps, maybe about 2 months? And a lot of news has accumulated amongst all the leagues. So we're going to try to get into all the news. However, we're not going to be able to cover NFL offseason and March Madness. We will cover them separately in a little while, but let's jump right into the MLB season. Of course, the season is going to begin in just about a week, opening day. And of course, during and before spring training, there was a lot of news, of course, with free agency, with the Miami Marlins trading away star outfielder Christian Yelich to the Milwaukee Brewers for multiple prospects, one including former Ranger prospect Lewis Brinson. And then they also acquired in a signing with Royals outfielder Lorenzo Cain to a 5-year, $80 million deal. Does this make Milwaukee either playoff contenders or World Series contenders?
They're easily a playoff contender, and they play in the hardest division, the NL Central. You have the Cubs, who are going to be really good, and you have the Cardinals, who are going to be good. So they're going to be probably fighting for a wild card, or maybe they might be able to pull off a division title.
And then for the Philadelphia Phillies, they signed former Cy Young Award winner and actually TCU alum Jake Arrieta to a 3-year, $75 million deal. A lot of people were thinking, where is he going to go? A lot of people speculated the Rangers, but that didn't happen. They were saying either back to the Cubs or the Phillies, but of course then he chose the Phillies. For the Boston Red Sox, they got what many consider as the best free agent in this year's class, with JD Martinez, outfielder from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He signed a 5-year, $110 million contract with the Red Sox. Now, of course, there's a lot of teams that are going to be great this season, but of course, the main one is going to be the defending World Series champion Houston Astros. What other team besides the Astros is going to be a team that many teams want to beat?
I think in the American League is probably the hardest league to get in for the World Series because you have Cleveland. Cleveland has the best pitching staff in the league, in my opinion. And Boston, it's going to be interesting watching Boston and New York face each other because you have Stanton and Judge and Sanchez. And you look at the Red Sox, they have a great pitching staff, Benintendi, Betts. It's going to be interesting to watch.
And then the Yankees have an amazing bullpen, so it will be very interesting to watch.
And moving on to the NHL, the trade deadline this year has brought in major players to a variety of different teams. First, one of the big trades was left winger Rick Nash of the New York Rangers was traded to the Boston Bruins.
Now, of course, many people heard, or it was rumored to be, that Rick Nash was going to come to Dallas and be a strong left winger with Jason Spezza on the second line, but of course, that did not happen. And another trade that happened during the NHL trade deadline was left winger Evander Kane of the Buffalo Sabres, which traded out west to the San Jose Sharks.
And the biggest trade of the trade deadline was the Tampa Bay Lightning acquired left wingers JT Miller and defenseman Ryan McDonough from the New York Rangers for Vladislav Nemestikov and multiple first-round draft picks.
Now, of course, at the beginning of the year, we talked about this team a lot, the Vegas Golden Knights. We really didn't know what this team would do in the season, but they have just turned their season around and really have showed what this team has for its future. Of course, as of February 1st, they are the only team in expansion history in their first year to have 34 wins, and they will also be the first ever expansion team in their first year to make the postseason. And Jared, I think this concludes our pro sports segment for this week, as we thank you for watching from myself, Max Danielson,
and Jared Hedges.
As of course, we thank you for watching once again, and as always, have a pleasant good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening to you, whenever or wherever you may be watching. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this week's edition of Across Campus. We'll see you next week, where the news is, right where you are, across campus.